Hey, what's up, everyone? I have a fun and potentially rewarding, not only educational lesson, but an experiment for you guys. Now, we've come across quite a few of these dateless standing liberty quarters, whether they're through shows or, we get them from a relative or however and whichever way that you receive them. Okay, sometimes they're kind of hard to tell if they're really anything worthwhile because when they're dateless, of course, the grade's not very good. But did you know that you could easily identify a super ultra rare and valuable 1916 standing liberty quarter between the 1917 version? Okay, aside from everything else, it's a type 1. So Liberty has the exposed breast, of course. On the reverse, you're not going to have any stars underneath the eagle, which we'll get into later, and that'll help differentiate the type 1s to the type 2s. Now, the 1916, of course, as tough as they come, they only minted 52,000 examples of this date, okay, which makes them super, super valuable in any condition. Even the ones that grade less than about good are worth anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500. So even the dateless ones are worth quite a bit of money. And they don't necessarily have to be graded to be able to monetize off of them. So we're going to go through and look at the two coins side by side here momentarily. But you've seen the picture here for about the first good 2 minutes of this video. And there's a quick question. Am I a 1916 or a 1917 standing liberty quarter? And if you've sat there and stared at it long enough, it's kind of hard to say, right? Because they all look the same at this point when they're, a pretty low grade. So, if you've been pondering it and you've made a decision either way, I have a side-by-side video here outlining the various differences between the two. Now, at first glance of that first 2 minutes of that coin, you wouldn't have thought any differently as far as, okay, well, I can't really tell. But now you could really tell. On both images, on the left I have a 1916, on the right I have a 1917 example. Both of them are, of course, dateless, but the differences couldn't be any more impactful. In fact, I've circled 5 diagnostics to the coin where you could easily identify one to the other. Okay, so I have 5 red circles. We're going to start at the top, all right, at Liberty's head. I circled this specifically for the little hair curl on there. On the 1917 example, if you look close enough, there's 2 hair curls, whereas the 1916 would only have 1. Right away, you could differentiate one to the other using that hair curl. Second, if you look over to the right, the shield that Liberty is holding on the 1916 example, the little tiny round circles or the rivets are really weak, almost non-distinguishable on this example. On the 1917, you have full rivets, even at a lower grade. So the next diagnostic we're going to look at is that that drapery fold right there to the left underneath Liberty's right arm. As you can see on the 1916 example, you have pretty good detail of the drapery, which the drapery is behind that that wood desk that he has his arm, or she has her arm resting on. Whereas on the 1917, you have no more of that drapery detail or any of the folds. And number 4, okay, you're going to look to the right of the coin at the 4 o'clock position, right where the lines there are on the cabinet. On the 1917, they're very discernible and they're engraved a little bit better, whereas on the 1916, they're non-existent. And finally, that lower drapery of her dress, as you can see on the 1916, it is more stubbly round, and it's not attached to Liberty's ankle, whereas on the 1917 it's not. Or the 1916 it is attached on the ankle. The 1917 there is no attachment to the ankle from that lower drapery. So these are the 5 most common diagnostics that you'll look at when you're searching through dealer stock or whatever the case may be, to where you find these dateless standing Liberty quarters, because you could potentially turn a $5 purchase into a windfall that could equate to $1,000 to $1,500. Many examples that have graded in the Fair 2 to AG3 level have commanded that in auction. And again, it doesn't necessarily have to be graded for you to make money. Of course, the examples that haven't been cleaned or messed with will command a little bit more than the rest. So, with that being said, now the search is on. Go ahead, go to your local dealer, look online, any place that you know that sells coins, flea markets, garage sales, antique stores, you name it. Go check it out. It's an incredible find. It's one of the classic rarities as far as key dates go. It just doesn't get any better than a 1916 Standing Liberty quarter. I hope this lesson has been fantastic, and you guys enjoy the search if you guys are going to be looking out there for this. And if you guys have any questions, you can be sure to just go ahead and pop them down into the comments area, or of course go ahead and join one of our fantastic forums such as Coin Talk or Coin Community, and we'll further elaborate more on this coin and many other things. So thanks again for watching Blue Ridge Silverhound, and I'll catch you guys later. Have a good one.